But guys, I would be remiss if I didn't include one of the number one stunners. He gets a montage, y'all. I don't talk about this man enough. Some of y'all that's new to my channel may not have had the privilege of seeing some of this man's greatest hits. This got to be one of the dumbest dudes in Congress, and he's still in Congress. Still in Congress. So I present to some my man, the greatest hits of Hank Johnson. Here we go. Hold on, y'all. Before we get into this video, make sure you hit like, share my videos, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Also, make sure that your notifications are on and they're set to all. Now, let's get into this. But first, quick commercial break. Wow, how about this? Noble Gold, one of the sponsors of our show, has just been picked by Consumer Affairs, you know, the rating agency, as the #1 overall gold IRA company in the US. That's big stuff, man. Talk to our team today if you're thinking of precious metals. And if you're quick, they're giving away an incredible 1/10 ounce American Eagle gold proof coin with every qualifying IRA or 401k rollover. You can't go wrong with Noble Gold. All you got to do is call the team right now at 1-877-646-5347 to find out more, or you can just visit noblegoldinvestments.com.
What happens when you put in a cage fight a giant in with a midget? Well, the midget will not win the fight. I'm going to tell you that. Why? He just doesn't carry enough weight to do so. But if you put 30 midgets in with that giant, then the midgets have a chance. Now they have.
Now do y'all hear Hank? Hank about to stick his foot all the way down his throat. Cause see, Hank is very deep, and you know, first of all, he talks like he's always about to call a text. Like he's in the church, and he's a very slow minister. You know how ministers start off real slow before they get going. So now here he is talking about midgets, 30 of them. Okay, so what do you get? Sound like he's telling a bad joke. What do you get when you put a midget in the cage with a giant versus 30 midgets against one giant? Let's see where Hank's going with this midget joke.
Weight classes in cage fighting, so you're not going to find a situation where you have 2 or 3 against 1. You'll just have equal weights. You'll have midgets? Equally weighted combatants, and then they will go at each other, and the best man will win, or woman. But we don't have that kind of setup when it comes to relations between employers and employees.
So wait, this whole midget analogy and scenario was all about employees and employers? So you drug in the midget population? Now, maybe Hank don't understand what era he's living in. You can't call people midgets nowadays. This is when you become so politically correct, you double trap yourself. See, Democrats major in trying to tell everybody else, that's offensive. You're saying things that hurt people's feelings. You can't call these people that. That's misappropriation. Now, all of a sudden, you drop out a word that now is forbidden to say, apparently. Now, I've never heard a midget say, we don't like people calling us midgets anymore. However, somebody must have not told him that that's the case, and now he's using midget analogies. So let's see what he has to do after this beautiful analogy about midgets fighting giants.
There are no weight classes. Last night I used an analogy that some find offensive. And I certainly was not meaning to be offensive or use a derogatory term. You know, everybody knows what the N-word is.
What?
I had never heard of the M word.
What? Do y'all hear how dumb this dude sounds right now? Talking about midgets, and then got the dirt bringing the N-word versus the M-word. You're now comparing the M-word to the N-word. Are you kidding, Hank? I've heard about the N-word, but I've never heard about the M-word. Now, if you can make it through the rest of this with not falling asleep, then might get to the bottom of what Hank Johnson is talking about. First things first, Hank, you can't have a young face and an old looking hair, okay? How about you dye that black first before you finish talking? Now let's finish, here we go.
Representative Shankansky, the M word.
The M word, y'all.
But to my discovery.
His discovery.
Just within the last 12 hours or so, I have found that the use of the the use of the M word.
Oh, he's in double trouble, y'all. See, there you go. Now you done made your life hard because you want to be politically correct. Now you got to think. You got to think about every word you say. You got to tiptoe around everybody's feelings. You got to try to anticipate a reaction from someone. And he couldn't even hold true. Just in the last 12 hours, I said to myself, a midget. The M word. Hilarious. Hank, he's the best. He is the best. He holds the title right now as the dumbest politician on the globe. But let's finish hearing him try to weasel out of the M word. Here we go.
Is no longer socially acceptable. Now, the M word refers to a group of people, the little people. But when we say little people, I'm not talking about the Leona Hemsley little people.
Do you understand how tense everybody in that room got to be right there? Because you don't know what's coming out of Hank Johnson's mouth. Everybody in there's like, oh, he might make it worse. Here he is talking about the M word and then still call them midgets. Oh, I'm sorry, I called you midgets again. Now, in the last 12 hours, I got an epiphany about the M word. Now, they're little people. What else are they, Hank?
I'm not talking about the 47%. I'm not talking about the takers instead of the makers, as some would describe them. I'm not talking about the middle class, working people.
Tell us who you're talking about. Hey, get to the point, man.
Working poor people. That's not what is meant by the little people term. It really refers to medical condition.
A medical condition.
Dwarfism.
Dwarfism.
Is the name of that medical condition.
Now, does that make it better, Hank? You going from one offensive term to another. I can't say the M word, but little people, which is really dwarfs, okay? Teeny, itty, bitty people, what you want me to say? Because I'm a Democrat and I'm changing with the wind, see? But let's finish hearing this dummy make himself sound dumber.
Condition, and sometimes I guess one can even say abnormally small people, which...
Why is Hank hung up on midgets? Get off the midgets, man. This dude, one could call them abnormally small people, or vertically challenged people, or, people who seem to be oppressed vertically, people who seem to be compressed. Okay, people who seem to be, smushed down real low and built low to the ground for traction, of course. That's what it could be. You're digging a bigger ditch. Get out of there, Hank. Pull the parachute before you dig your own grave. But here we go.
To me I like that term better than dwarfism. So, I wanted to say to all of those who may have been offended by my use of the term, the M word.
The M word.
I want you to know that it was out of ignorance and not spite or hatred that I used that term.
Only a Democrat would have to go through all these hoops. Only a dumb Democrat would drag it out like this, though. See, I mean, he could have just came straight out by that. Look, man, I called everybody. I used midgets last night. I heard that's not socially acceptable. My bad. But I was really trying to whatever. But not Hank. Hank drags it out and makes it worse. Only Hank can do that. Only Hank can go from bad to worse. Trying to apologize, but get worse in the apology. So now, here he is going to try to make a dismount out of this explanation by tiptoeing around the word midget, and now it's just the M word.
And please know that I will never use that term again.
Like he just did a few minutes ago in his apology. Like I said, midgets are, my fault again. I'm sorry, the M word.
I'll never use that term again.
Never.
But I'll tell you, if you want to find out more about little people, or abnormally small people, or unusually small people.
Unusually small. If you want to find out about vertically challenged people, abnormally small people, people who used to be in the circus back in the day, people who, all of that. How about you just wrap it up, Hank? You're killing yourself. If he's in the ring right now, where is his boy going? Get out of there, kid. He's killing you.
There's a website. There's a group actually called the Little People of America.
The Little People of America.
And their website is at lpaonline.org. And I went to that website this morning and looked through it. Okay. And I have been awakened to the sensitivities involved. And so anyone who I offended, my deepest apology. But the analogy that I used, even though it used the wrong wording, was a great analogy in my personal opinion.
No, it wasn't. It was horrible, Hank. Now here, Hank done did some research in 12 hours. So basically what happened is this dummy got checked. Somebody must have said, Hank, we heard you. And unfortunately, you said some things that offended midgets. So now you got to pretend that you don't want to use the word midget anymore. And you done went and you went through a metamorphosis. Yeah, you got an epiphany. You went and studied a website. And now you're woke. You're woke, Hank. So get out there and drag out a long apology by offending them even more. Little people, vertically challenged, dwarfism, tiny, itty bitty people, really small people, teeny people, people that's kind of in the Jimmy the Cricket kind of, small, that kind of small. This dude right here is a walking mess of stupidity, but it doesn't stop because see, this is the Hank Johnson moment.
This bill, which shows that this Tea Party Congress will make the tough choice
of what?
To keep children's birthday parties on schedule and give industries that rely on helium the lift that they deserve. Imagine, Mr. Speaker, a world without balloons. How can we make sure that the injustice of there being no helium for comedians?
You don't get dumber than this. Who told Hank to pick this topic? Imagine a world without helium. Imagine, Speaker, a world without balloons. So I need to know where Hank's going with this helium. With this helium, y'all. Hank's concerned about helium. Now, did y'all know this was a problem? Was anybody out there going, we got a helium shortage? Or, man, our helium is at jeopardy. Okay, but listen to what he says could be the fallout from not having helium, y'all.
To get that high-pitched voice that we all hold near and dear to our hearts. Imagine
Can you imagine that this man's dead serious? He is in Congress, y'all.
Here
we go.
Give industries that rely on helium the lift that they deserve. Imagine, Mr. Speaker, a world without balloons. How can we make sure that the injustice of there being no helium for comedians, to get that high-pitched voice that we all hold near and dear?
Y'all hear what this man is actually saying in Congress? Imagine a world without helium. The injustice of not having enough helium for our comedians to get that high-pitched voice that we all enjoy so much when they sound like, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. When the midgets come out and say, follow the yellow brick road. I mean, I appreciate the midgets. I mean, the little people. The vertically challenged. Okay, look, you know what I mean. Imagine a world without balloons and helium. This man is really seriously talking about this, and he's in Congress still.
To our hearts. Okay. Imagine a world without balloons. As I am prone to do, I use a lot of analogies. Mama, the patent trolls are coming. The patent trolls are coming. And I show 1 minute and 41 seconds, sir.
The gentleman's time has expired.
No, it ain't. Give him some more.
I'm getting shorted on my time. 30 seconds.
If the gentleman needs additional time, I gladly yield 30 seconds.
Yeah, and they will. See, they know they're going to get some laughter out of Hank. That's why they give him his time. See, he think they're giving him more time because they love Hank. No, they like, watch it. Hank going to say something dumb any second now. Yeah, go ahead, Hank. Go ahead, man. Hey, he think they're laughing with him. No, they're laughing at him. Here we go.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Get another minute.
1 minute.
Yield another minute.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay.
Gentlemen,
15 more seconds.
15 more seconds.
I yield the gentleman 15 seconds.
So we can laugh.
Sorry. Mr. Chairman, I will I think I've mixed up my speeches. We've got
Mixed up the speeches.
to ensure access to helium for all. What do you do when the wolf is crying out, or actually barking out? They're being...
Did y'all hear that? What do you do when the wolf is crying out? Well, actually barking out. Wait a minute, Hank. Does wolves bark? No, wolves don't bark. They howl. They don't even cry. They howl, but I said, you know what? Never mind. Midgets. Getting back to the midgets.
No helium
No
for
helium, y'all.
comedians to get that high-pitched voice. Do you move back from the door and then kneel down and pray and hope that everything is okay? Ferguson could happen in any place in America, whether or not it be in Ruby Ridge, Utah, or wherever Ruby Ridge was. I guess we'll probably have folks putting on white hoods and white uniforms again. Brings to mind occasions where, as a youth, my sister and I would go to my uncle's house. I would use as my text the song some of us may remember by Janet Jackson.
What is it, Hank?
What have you done for me lately? My uncle's wife would prepare a lot of food. And we would sit down and eat and the food would taste terrible.
Oh, what? Somebody go get a cane. Where is my cane thing on it? Now, I wish that I had a hook on the end of this cane to get Hank Johnson off that platform right there. Dang on it, he's embarrassing the whole family. Talking about his aunt's cooking. I wonder if his aunt's still alive. You know what? In fact, forget the cane. Forget the cane. I'll use my lazy stick. I got one of these lazy sticks. I'll just grab Hank right around his neck and pull him straight off. That man's up there talking about his aunt's cooking. Let's finish. Here we go.
What have you done for me lately? We had a couple more days to be there, and we hoped for the best. And so the next day, we sat down at dinner, and we had leftovers. This is a...
Wait. And this is the grand finale. This is the video that made Hank the man he is. This one right here made Hank's career. This one right here, man, is a classic.
This is a island that at its widest level is what, 12 miles from shore to shore, and at its smallest level or smallest
get deep with Hank.
Location, it's 7 miles between one shore and the other. Is that correct?
I don't have the exact dimensions, but to your point, sir, I think Guam is a small island.
Very small island, about 20.
Now, you know what's happening right here. Hank Johnson had to have a question for the Admiral. Okay, he didn't know. What do you want me to ask him? Staff members. Well, Hank, you could talk about how big Guam is. Here's some statistics. Here, I'll read them as I'm walking in. Now, here Hank is trying to sound like he's informed. He's deep. He got some legitimate questions. Guam is about yay wide and yay high. And if I'm not mistaken, now he's about to make 100% uncut of himself.
4 miles, if I recall, long. So 24 miles long, about 7 miles wide at the least widest place on the island, and about 12 miles wide on the widest part of the island.
Now, what do you think is going on in this Admiral's head right now as he's listening to Hank Johnson question him? Do you think he's saying, man, this guy right here is a man that I should respect, a man of authority, a very informed, well thought out, rational man, a man I say, you know what, he's competent enough to be one of our world leaders. This man is smart enough and competent enough to make policies, to make legislation, to be able to look at scenarios and take information together and come to real good solutions and conclusions for the people. I mean, heck, I'm just an admiral that controls a whole military. That's all I am. I'm just responsible for keeping all of us safe on Guam. But this guy, he's brilliant. Or is he saying, I cannot believe I'm being subject to sit here and be questioned by this 100% dodo bird? And it gets worse.
And I don't know how many square miles that is. Do you happen to know?
I don't have that figure with me, sir. I can certainly supply it to you if you'd like.
Yeah, my fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
The whole island?
We don't anticipate that. The Guam population, I think, currently about 175,000, and again, with 8,000 Marines and their families, it's an addition of about 25,000 more into the population.
Can't nobody do it like Hank. Hank, you the best, man. That man just said that, y'all. He said, my fear is that the whole island might become so populated. Hank, yes, it might tip over and capsize. That's one of those things you ask when you're about 3 years old. Mom, if the island in the middle of the ocean, then why? You think maybe it could tip over or something? That man's a grown man in Congress, and he asked that. And that dude probably thought he was getting punked when he answered it. He was sitting there like, I don't know if I should laugh or not. I mean, is he serious? I mean, I don't want to offend the man, but he just talked about a whole island tipping over. And I got to try to pretend to answer this with a straight face. We don't anticipate that happening, but you never know, Hank. You never know. God bless you. God bless America. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos, find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things. And please check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. If you like their products, please click on the link below this video. Put Kevin in a promo code. You'll get a 20% discount. If you'd like to donate to Kevin's Corner, feel free. The links are below this video. If you want to be a part of my $2 a month club, also feel free to do that. All it entails is you simply dropping $2 a month into one of those links below the video. Or if you want, you can drop a nice big fat lump sum in there to offset the stuff that we know goes on with big tech. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Make sure that you are still subscribed. And finally, set your notification button to all, because YouTube is playing games, y'all. Now, God bless you. God bless America. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner.